Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to week 21 and 22 in the Rise of Obticeo. I started this account on January 1st, hit it with the Hyperdrive bundle, and I've been updating the progress every week. This is a 2-week special. I've had requests in the comments and over on Discord to do a detailed showing of how I farm and how I'm getting these characters relicked in such a short period of time. So this is going to be the short version, and I'll just show the progress over those 2 weeks. And then I will be putting out separate videos for both weeks that's going to show pretty much every button I click, shop decisions that I make, all of that stuff. And I'll talk through for new players, so keep an eye out for that if that's something that y'all think would help you bring some structure and efficiency to your own gameplay. With that in mind, let's get into it and see what happened in the account over these last 2 weeks. So in week 21, we start out looking for characters that we can promote. We're always going to do promotions toward the start of our improvements. That way we've saved up credits for the week. We know that we have credits to do it. We don't mind spending a million credits here and there. For the characters that are going to 7 stars, that'll free up shards for the shard shop, position them at 7 stars. And remember, getting characters 7 stars can often help your guild in territory battles and things like that, where you need to place 7-star characters for missions and things of that nature. We got Wat Tambor to 4 stars, so he can be unlocked. Now, in order to make Wat Tambor good, all you have to do is just put this Zeta onto him, and it doesn't really matter what gear tier he takes. This gets a bonus turn at the start of the matchup, so Wat, regardless, even if he's very low gear, he'll take that action right away at the start of the turn. And as long as he places one of his weapon tech, tank tech, something on a critical character in a way that you want it, it doesn't matter if he dies right away, he will already have served his purposes. We'll give some love to the Night Sisters here. We'll upgrade the IG 100 Magna Guard and take all the extra shards from him, put them in the shard shop. With that, we look at Piet, but Piet takes Kairos at that level, and we don't want to commit those Kairos while we're working on a relic project. At the moment, those Kairos are committed. Jedi Knight Anakin is definitely a character that we want to build up. We're working on Troopers, but we're also trying to bring up the Padme team behind that, so we're trying to get Anakin all kitted out. We've got the Houndstooth, and it's just about time to activate that ship. We've had enough shards for a while now to activate it, so we're going to go ahead and put it at 3 stars, level it up, put some initial skills on it, and start positioning it to get ready to be built. The Vulture Droid, we're going to get that finished out, put some skills on there, keep working on these ships. We take a look at Plo, but we don't really have what we need for Plo. We're going to take a look at Rebels. I did get the Omicron on Akbar, and I found out that it's an interesting Omicron. I like it. It's fun to play with. But unless you have a couple characters with him that do good damage, it's pretty lackluster, so we do need to get at least a little bit more gear on a couple of the key characters that we want to put with Akbar so that we can have a little punch with that in Grand Arena. We're going to work on Ezra Bridger there, and here we'll work on Princess Leia. She's got a skill that works well with Akbar's Omicron. So we position her, level her up a little bit, put on a few skills, put on a rudimentary mod set. We don't have great mods to put on her. Of course, this account isn't very old, so the amount of mods that we have is pretty unimpressive. So that finishes out the first week, and then we'll go take a look at the second week here and see what progress we made in the second week. Week 22. The target was to relic the ARC Trooper, and we made that on time. So here at week 22, we'll take this ARC Trooper up to relic 5. That means all 4 of the 501st Troopers are now relicked for this account. So that's not too bad. We're going to take a look at the whole team here, and Shakti is the last one that we have to get to relic levels to make that team finished out to full relic level and ready to try the cam mission. We do want to put more levels on 5s for sure. It helps his stats, makes him tankier. It's more stats that are given over if the sacrifice comes in. So we're going to go ahead and take him to Relic 7 first. We're going to want to put more Relic levels on these troopers for that cam mission, among other things. But for now, we'll position him at 5, 5s at 7, and then we'll try to get Shakti Relic here sometime soon. Now, as I'm going through her gear, the strategy that I have, I continue to buy Gear 13 pieces, even if it's for characters that I don't necessarily need it on at the moment. So I have a good stock of gear built up that applies to Shakti. I feel like she's in really good shape, and we can relic her already next week. We finish out Dark Trooper. We get him to 7 stars. That's fantastic. Anakin here, you see, we're going to work on him and get him that gear tier after all. And then he's stuck again on those Mark IV Cheddak Comlinks. He was before. I farmed those up, stuck on him again. Moff Gideon will get some attention, go to Gear 11, very close to being Gear 12. Of course, that tier is going to take Kairos too, so we've got a lot of characters that are going to be stuck on Kairos for their next levels on the troopers as well as elsewhere. Checking Grievous here to see if any of the gear he needs is critical, but we're good to go, so we go ahead and put another gear tier on him. And now there's just a ton of characters that are held up on those Mark III holo projectors, but that's okay. We're going to promote Chief Chirpa. We're working on him slowly in the background. We're trying to get Chirpa up and going for the Ewoks in case we want to go for gas. Since we've been farming Houndstooth, we're also getting Jango Fett, so it's about time to put some skills on him and start getting another bounty hunter into our team. Bosk himself, we're going to do the same thing. We'll put some initial levels on him and skills, and we'll work on his mods and stuff coming up here in the future. Take a look at Houndstooth, see if there's any further improvements that can be made. But since we didn't get much gear on Bosk, we don't get much of an upgrade there to the passive. And that passive is really a huge part of the Houndstooth kit, so we got to get Bosk geared up so we can get that passive going. We're going to go in here on the Imperial TIE Bomber and put a couple of these skills on that take 5 of the ship Omegas, and that'll be my ship Omega use for the week. Just building that ship up and making sure that the pilot of the ship is as good as it possibly can be. Okay, so that puts us in pretty decent shape. Week 22, where are we at? We took it up to 2.08 million galactic power. That's 100,000 over these 2 weeks. 8 relics, 12 zetas, 2 Omicrons on Qui-Gon and Akbar, and actually I'm close to a 3rd zeta. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put that on yet, but or 3rd Omicron. I don't know if I'll apply it next week or not, but we'll take a look at that. Squad Arena Shakti clones, I've been pushing all the way up to top 50 with them sometimes. In Fleet Arena, my home 1 Geos are still getting top 5. And the project will be to Relic Shakti already 1 week later, because we've already got good gear on her, good positioning. Energy plan for next week, the Dark Trooper finished up. We're gonna cut back by 1 hard farm and see if we can use some of that energy to focus on those Mark IV comlinks and continue to get Anakin leveled up. And if we get all those that we need, then we'll use the extra energy for Kyrotech. Like I said, we've got an area that's going to be pretty Kyro heavy getting these troopers leveled up, so we'll try to work on that. In Fleet, Anakin's ETA, B1 Nest, and Gear 13 stuff. For Cantina, Signal Data, still working on Chief Chirpa a little bit. Mod Energy, Speed and Defense. A little potency thrown in there too, maybe some offense mods, which mix it around. Refresh strategy is the same. 3 on the basic energy types. And then I refresh the Cantina when the guild objective for the day is Cantina Energy or All Energy. Shop plan's the same. Cantina is just going to feed the Shard Shop. Guild store, we buy Carbantes, Ewoks, things that we need. And Squad store, still working mostly on Prestige. We've got a lot of capital ships to build, so really focused on getting the Prestige up in this account. We want it to be that we have at least 1,400 Prestige by the time we get Malevolence unlocked. We want to be able to put that many skills on it right away. So we have to keep buying that Prestige as fast as we can. In Fleet, we're buying Razor Crest, Grievous, Rex's ship, Journey characters. Really not using that for Zeta materials yet. We're just focused on occasionally feeding the shard shop with it and just getting stuff that we're going to need for the future. Guild Event Store, Malevolence, and save and forget one in case we want gas. Shard shop. We have just been farming up to this point pretty much Gear 13 purples and golds only. The shard shop currency is freeing up to the point now where I do get some extra, let's say, beyond what I need for the relic cycle. So I have started purchasing some other critical gear out of that shop. The Mark IV comlinks are an example. Mark X HoloLenses are an example. So if those pieces show up in the shard shop, I'm going to go ahead and make the purchase. Just a reminder of the efficient strategy, the idea of working on it in 3 layers with your top priority to do relic characters for the specific team that you're working on. Then the second priority to fill in Gear 12 for upcoming projects. And the third is to apply any leftover gear on future projects. And you could see again and again, that's what I do in these videos and how I apply it. You see that Shakti and the clones are getting their attention first. They're getting the gear first. All that stuff gets locked in before I move on. The Imperial Troopers, if they're going to get something, they get it next. And then Padme and the Galactic Republic team. Right now, it's pretty much just Anakin, but in the future, as we start finishing up the Shakti and clones, we'll work more on Troopers. They'll come to the top, and then we'll be working on more of the Padme characters. So that's kind of, just watch for that in these videos over and over again, because I think that's a very important concept to keep repeating to help you guys understand how to build your account well. That's going to bring this update to a close for week 22. Thank you all for watching. Remember to hit that like button on the way out if you haven't done that already. That helps me, helps the channel. It's free to do, and it's easy with a like saber. You just give it a little slash and confetti flies out, and it's fun. Hope to see you over on Discord. We've got a great Discord community. A lot of questions being asked and answered, and people having fun over there. So join us over on the Discord. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next holocron.